Good evening. Welcome to Epiphany Lutheran Church in Richmond, Virginia. I'm Kevin Barger, the Director of Music Ministry here. This is our Music Minute, where we're taking a look at the hymns we'll be using in worship tomorrow on September 24th. We are going to start with our hymn of the day. This is from All Creation Sings, God of the Fertile Fields. And this will be a tune that you recognize, but some new words to it. And this is really talking about caring for God's creation. And it's indeed now in the current day, it's reached critical importance not just for human beings, but for all living things. And having lived from 1891 to 1974, the author of this text, Georgia Harkness, was well ahead of her time. She was the first woman to teach theology in any American seminary. This hymn by her was the winner of a hymn competition in 1955 sponsored by the Hymn Society, and they were seeking a hymn that expressed the needs and aspirations of people in the churches and communities of rural America. It's sometimes amazing where they come up with these needs and these commissions that they are looking for. This has been revised for use many decades later, and its rooting is in the Lord's Prayer. To take note of the text tomorrow when you are singing it, and it makes it suitable for many contexts, so you can do it in several different places. Again, sung to a tune, Italian hymn that you will probably recognize. This is God of the Fertile Fields. Did you recognize the hymn? I bet you did. All right, so next, while we're still on the piano here, we will go with our gathering hymn. And the gathering hymn is O God Beyond All Praising. And this text was written by Michael Perry, and it was for the tune Thaxted. The Thaxted tune comes from Gustav Holst's The Planets, a very orchestral piece. The text normally is associated with the tune at the time. The text was "I bow to thee, my country." So what Michael Perry wanted to do was take this new text and create something that would be able to be used in worship. So it's a big hymn of praise, as you might have guessed. It moves from God's mercies generally to what God in Christ has done specifically in our response to Christ. So I think you'll enjoy it. O God, beyond all praising. such a pretty, pretty hymn. Enjoy singing it tomorrow. We'll do it with the organ, big and a little bit bombastic. Now we're going to move over to the organ, and we'll do our communion hymn, Eat This Bread, Drink This Cup. And this actually was first published as an anthem in 1995. It's a paraphrase of Psalm 34. It appeared in With One Voice, the blue hymnal supplement that we had with our LBW. And it almost feels like it's Taizé, for those who might be familiar with that. It has a repeated refrain with assembly interspersed with a solo voice or choir, however you choose to do it. So, moving over to the organ, eat this bread, drink this cup. And last but not least, our sending hymn tomorrow will be Founded on Faith. And this is a hymn by a Lutheran pastor and church composer, church music professor, Emeritus Paul Weber. And it encapsulates all the facets of the church. It's founded on faith and sustained by grace. It's the place where the gospel is proclaimed and where the sacraments of baptism and communion are administered. It's where we learn and pray and grow in the gifts of the Spirit, which we then carry out into the world and serve God and our neighbors in justice and peace. All of those things just come together miraculously, wonderfully in this piece. And in the Central State Synod of the ELCA, this actually was the winning hymn to celebrate the 500th anniversary of the Reformation. Dr. Weber will be here tomorrow for a hymn sing at 9:45. And that's in between our services. It'll be held here in the sanctuary, and we hope that you'll be able to join us as he introduces some new hymns that all embody the spirit of what Martin Luther believed the importance was of hymnody to our worship as a people of God. So this is Founded on Faith. So you can hear what a spectacular hymn that is, and what a great way that we can celebrate all the great things that God does for us. And again, Dr. Weber will be here tomorrow with his wife, Professor Florence Jowers, who will be serving as the accompanist. And we hope that you can join us at 9:45 here in the sanctuary as we look at his new hymn collection, So Great a Cloud of Witnesses. And that brings our time together tonight to a close, and we hope you've enjoyed it. And we will be here tomorrow for worship in person at 8:30 and 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock will be live streamed on our YouTube channel as always. We look forward to being again next week as well. Thanks. Have a good evening.